Thank you very much for joining here. Today, maybe it's not the best day because today is the Chinese New Year, so I hope I didn't mess something up with the dates. But anyways, it's okay. This is being recorded right now. There were a lot of people asking me if we can record this, so then we will upload it. We will leave it on demand for other attendees that can join. You can also share it if we had some colleague or some team worker that they wanted to see this but couldn't at this specific time. Then you can share the link and they can watch it on demand. So what was the idea of this webinar? Basically, we wanted to connect with you right now that we've updated a little bit our roadmap, and we wanted to connect with our clients and talk about how was last year, because it was a difficult year for everyone involved in the event industry. There were, again, restrictions. Everything was virtual, slowly going to hybrid, then a lot of in-person events at the beginning of this year, now again Omicron. So there were a lot of changes. We managed. A lot of our clients managed as well. We still delivered a lot of features, a lot of improvements, especially for the virtual plan, for the virtual type of events. And now we also have our roadmap almost ready for the next 2 quarters of the year, I think. And also wanted to share that with you so you can see what's coming up for this year, because there are many good news. There's always good news at the beginning of the year, but this year it seems finally in this second, third year that we will be ending with the pandemic. At least right here in the Czech Republic here, it says that, well, political say that on April there will be no more restrictions, anything else. So also the UK is opening, if I'm not wrong. So we are super positive with this. We have a lot of plans for the future, and all of these plans we want to share it with you. What's the plan right here for this call? The table is moving a lot. Yeah, I'm moving a lot right here, the table. Okay, I will try not to touch the table again. What is the plan for this webinar or video call? Let's take a look at our roadmap. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you our roadmap because it's updated. We are going to see the different columns that we have on our roadmap, what we did last year, what it's right now incoming, what our team developers are working on right now, and also what are the plans for the next first and second quarter. This will be the part. And then after this, I want to see all of your questions, all of your feedback, all of your requests, everything that you would think would help us have a better roadmap, have better ideas, better features, better solutions for you, for our clients for this rest of the year. I would love to hear that. You have the questions box right there on the right side of your screen. There's a questions box. There's a poll that is also running. So please make sure you use that box, write all of your questions, and then after this, we are going to go over all of your questions. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and take a look. So here, this one, nice. Like this. So here, well, this is my backend that you already know as the clients. Let me see, where is the, here, the roadmap. So this is the roadmap, it's updated. There are some things, I was taking a look at the roadmap before the webinar, but there are some things that are not right here that I have to remember to mention them. But basically we're going to go from the right to the left, from what we've already delivered last year to what we are working on right now. That I'm super excited about this first one and what is coming up, and also some ideas. And here is where you can comment everything. If you have some requests, everything you can comment here as well. So let's start, for example, from the first one, embedded Zoom player. You are using it right now. I wanted to use this because I was super excited also to use this by myself, because it was one of the most common feature requests that I was having every day from our clients, from new clients, potential clients. The embedded Zoom player right here into Eventee was something super important. I think is the feature that I pushed for the most, because we did have the Zoom integration before, but it was as a button under the session. It was a button and you had to click on the button and it will take you out of Eventee. Right now, as you can see, you are using it right now. You just click on join meeting, you join into Eventee, and also you can use other Zoom features without having to leave Eventee. Like, for example, we had a client using the interpretation features, the chat, everything. You can use it directly there without having to get out of the platform Eventee, right? Remember all of the other embedded platforms that we have: Vimeo, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay, so there are 5 right now: Zoom, Vimeo, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. 5 of them that you can embed in Eventee. the button still works. Okay, if you want to add another type of meeting, like for example Microsoft Teams, you can still add it as a button under the session. Next thing, Portuguese language. We are super we know about all of these languages because we sell globally. Okay, the Asia, Australia, basically we sell all over the world. We don't have just one market and that's it. So translating the platform for multiple languages, it's super important. In this case, the Portuguese language is for the attendees part. Most of the languages that we have, I think we have it translated to more than 5 or 6 languages. And most of them are for the attendee part, for the attendees that they join, and they can see all of the translation of the website of the event in their language. Then for the admin, we recently added the German one, and also, well, we have the English Czech because we are Czech, and soon there will be also the Spanish one. So the administration for all of our Spanish clients, they will also have the administration translated to Spanish. I'm in charge of that for now, so the sooner I get to it, the sooner we will have the Spanish translation as well. If there is someone from Spain right here, hello, there will be translation for the admin. This right here, some UX, UI bug fixes. It's not something that changed a lot, something that you would have noticed back then, but it was something super important for us because it was like those typical small things that we were living and forgetting. So we had to stop everything we were doing and just focus on fixing these small bugs. That's it, no more to mention right here. Custom name, okay, CNAME, custom domain name for the event page, super important during all of this quarantine part, during the virtual events part. It was something super that a lot of people asked us, like the Zoom embedded. So we are super proud of this feature. It's being used a lot lately. Facebook Live integration, okay, one of those embedded platforms that we can use to embed and to stream Facebook Live right here. I've already mentioned it. A new version of the event homepage, and this is linked to the next one, which is new web for attendees. So these two are super connected. Right now, the one that you are using, because you are watching this webinar and you are using this one, the new web app for attendees, which is the new one that we delivered a couple of months ago. And the last one that we were using it, now it turned into an event homepage. So all of you may have noticed that you always have a landing page for free created automatically. So you create the event and there is a landing page automatically created for you. So that landing page was the event, the virtual event before. So we just managed to change that and to leave it as a free landing page. You can rearrange it, you can personalize it. Also the custom domain will be right there as well. So those two really big improvements, especially for the virtual part. New onboarding process on mobile app, ability to hide other events. This was a really common feature request because once you are joining the mobile application that I have right here, the Eventee, you could see other events, but right now when you are inviting an attendee, that attendee can see only your event. So we made let's say a white labeled, not white labeled part. Okay, so when you invite someone, they click on the link from the invitation, download the app if they don't have the application, and your event is the first thing that pops up for them. There are no other events, there's no other dashboard where they can look for other events, anything. No, your event is the one that they will see first, which was super important. Ability to watch video only during the session, again, super important when it comes to events that has pre-recorded videos, that has on-demand videos. So before we didn't have this option. So you have an event, the attendee could watch that session whenever they want, but we had to add that limit. So for example, if the last session of the day is a pre-recorded session, we need to add that limit so they can watch it only during those times. So it's right there. More stuff right here, networking feature on web version. You can use it right now. It's on the right bottom. So you can click on the networking and explore it. Exhibitors and partners listing, both for web and both for application. Okay, you can differentiate it. You can rename them as well. Okay, you can call them differently because we have this custom strings feature that it's not right here, by the way. The custom string is not right here. So on the admin, there are some strings that you can personalize, like instead of speakers, you can add name dancers. Instead of agenda, you can add the name program. And there are a couple of strings right there that you can personalize. So regarding personalization, just to do a little recap, we have custom domain, colors, banner, logo, of course, and the custom strings. Dark mode on mobile application. not going to mention more about this. Dark mode mobile application looks very good. And again, more languages right here: French language, Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish language, all of these for the attendees. Rest of the things were just not last year, but 2 years ago, maybe. So for what we covered last year, it's all of this. I think there are some other of the things that are just smaller things that are not mentioned right here, but most of the important things we have them right here, like the Zoom embedded, the custom domain, more integrations. So what are we working on right now at this very moment? Well, right now, no, because it's already 5 p.m. So developers are resting. But the two main projects that we are having right now is this one, improved analytics. I've already seen it last week, a preview, and it looks really good. There will be many other details. Right now, our analytics are a little bit general, but just for you to know, there will be, for example, per session, you will be able to see what was the median, like the average time that attendees were watching a session. And you can also see how many attendees watched that session and how much they interacted with it, and track per attendees, many other details per session. Super important, and it looks really good. When I've seen it last week, it was really good. It will be deployed. By the way, this is already tracking. If you're having some events recently, this is already tracking your data for these events. And in a couple of weeks, when we are going to launch it, deploy it, and make it visible for everyone, you will have analytics shown in this new way from some of the events that you are having recently. So these improved analytics are already tracking your data, and you're going to see them more organized when we are going to deploy it. And the second thing that we are working on right now is support for events with multiple separated dates. This will be a like an update of the agenda. Okay, we are working a lot on the agenda to make it easier for you to organize it. Not that much for the part of the attendee, but more for the part of the organizer, because it will be easier for you to add dates for use cases when you have, for example, you have 1 day event each week during 1 month. So right now you have to add all of those days, but when we are going to launch this, you will be able to create all of those separate dates and again, make it super easy to use. That's our main goal for this. So big improvement on the agenda as well. This is what we are working on right now. I think, if I'm not wrong, the next thing will be about the networking. Once we finish with these two, there will be something about networking. By the way, I forgot to mention here, yeah, that is one of the things that were not in development. Ah, no, this is on to do, because I think it's not added. I will mention it right now. Well, to start, we are thinking also about WebEx integration, okay, because we embedded Zoom player, and we are also thinking, if you are going to ask for some new feature integration for the streaming, WebEx is one that is on the table right now. So we've seen in development what we have right here. We've seen what we've already delivered. So these are some of our ideas that may come next or not. This depends on the priority that it has, on how many times they are being repeated, everything, or how the pandemic allows it. If there will be, again, quarantine and everything, then we will focus more on virtual features, if not on in-person. But so far, we are super positive. So what do we have right here in mind, right? New role speaker. New role speaker will mean that you can add, right now you can add 3 roles, right? On your admin, you can add administrators, you can add moderators, and you can add attendees. So we will add this 4th one, which is the speaker. And basically for them to be able to have their own profile, to add their own profile information, their biography, their links, everything, so they can do it by themselves. Okay, that will be super easy for them. Managing users in groups, this is linked, this second feature, managing users in groups, is linked with a couple of features, like, for example, the networking, to be able to do group networking. It will be linked to the workshops, so you can create a workshop and assign users previous to the event. You can already assign users to that specific workshop, so they won't get lost, okay, on the agenda. Normally they go to the agenda and they have to choose their sessions when you have some specific workshops. We can help them with filters, everything, with the tracks. But once we are going to deliver this, it will be more easier for you to create it prior the event, so they will not get lost. No way. Next thing, adding new video streaming services. As I've mentioned, the one that is right now on the table is the WebEx. Okay, it's not decided, but if there will be one, this will be WebEx. It's being requested a lot lately during our video calls. Also, it has an advantage when it comes to data protection that, for example, Zoom doesn't have. So this helps more governmental organizations or organizations that are more concerned about the data protection. They choose WebEx. So, and also it's from Cisco, it's growing a lot. It makes sense. Next thing, export, import of users, agenda, etc. We have so limited export and import options. For example, you cannot import your agenda right now, but we want to make this available with this feature as well right here that we are already delivering. The users, you will be able to import more data about the users and also export all of the, from the analytics, for example, you have all of the analytics saved in Eventee, but you don't have a lot of export options for the analytics. So we are also working on that. So you can export your analytics after the event and work with them in a spreadsheet, for example. Advanced networking, this is one of the major things that are coming up next as well, the advanced networking, especially when it comes to filters and to the group chats. We are having lately events bigger and bigger with, let's say, 1,000 of attendees. So they don't want to be just swiping through attendees to swipe through 1,000 attendees. It will not be super easy. So we are making filters. They can be match based on interest that they can add. We are also thinking about just adding a search. So you can just search by name right there. I think it will still be match based. It will always still be match based, but it will be easier for you to find and match with other attendees that you are interested in. So we will be making it easier to find attendees. And also the group chats, okay? There will be group chats, group meetings, everything, because now it's just one-on-one. Two last things, invitation, email customization, another feature that is being requested a lot. We have some customization for the email, especially when you have the custom branding. There is your logo, your banner, your colors, everything is customized. But we are missing to allow you to customize also the text. So that is our next step. So you can add your text, your links, your instructions for the attendees, everything for you. And Russian language. Again, we want to add more languages right here for all attendees around the world. We sell around the world. So more languages, the better for the attendees. From this to-do list, the ones that I think that will come up sooner will be the advanced networking and the invitation email customization. Those two, I think, after we finish with these two, with improved analytics and support for multiple events, there will be these two right here. I'm finishing right now. This is just a list of ideas. We write them down. We see okay, this is being requested a lot. This is not. We look for what attendees comment. As you can see, there are a lot of comments always. If you can click on one of these, there are a lot of comments from our clients, yeah, we just see right here, added answer ideas, what can be done, what not. It doesn't mean that from here, it always go to the next stage. Sometimes we add something on to do directly without even adding it here. But it helps us have a vision of what our clients are requesting the most right now. By the way, the roadmap, you can also follow it by yourself. This is completely public. I've added the link on the information. So if you click there on more, on the left side, you can click on more and you can see a link to the roadmap. Okay, and you can see everything that we are seeing right there. And also super important, you can interact with it. You can leave comments. If there is some of the features that I've mentioned that we are going to deliver, or maybe from ideas from wherever of those stages, you can give a like, you can add a comment, everything. This helps us a lot to figure out what are the features that you need the most right now. Or you can directly click here and add just a general comment right here of what you would like to see. I think this is everything. I covered everything. I didn't want to make this super long and go through all of the features, but at the end I did it because it's super public. You can see it whenever you want. We are trying to keep this updated, up to date every time. So yeah, this is about the roadmap. Let's take a look at your questions right here. Let me stop the polling. Stop polling and questions. There are no questions so far? Or you're making them on the chat maybe? Let's see. No, there are no questions on the chat. Everyone in the meeting, yeah. If you have any questions, you can make them right here on the chat in the Zoom chat, or you can make them here on the right side of the screen for the questions. So let's wait maybe 2 minutes. This is not just about questions, but also about requests, comments on the features that I've mentioned right here before. You can add some comments right there. Hey, about this feature, about this integration, you can add anything right there so I can comment it with you. Let's see. Well, looks like there are no questions. Oh, there's one question right here on the chat. Okay, if you can make the question on the box of the question so I can share the screen so everyone can see it, it's perfect. If not, it's okay. There is John and add by etc on Russian language. Expected time, not sure, because it's on the ideas. It's not a feature that it's super right now. It's super priority. As I've mentioned, one of the next features will be the networking and the email customization. The Russian language for now is not a big priority. If this changes, you can take a look at the roadmap, and also you can go directly to the roadmap and vote for it right there. This way, we will see it easier. My table is still moving a lot. I'm just moving like this. Okay, I'll try not to touch the table. Let's wait 2 minutes. Okay, well, looks like there are no more questions. Not here, not there. Oh yeah. Where and how? Well, Miko, I hope, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it wrong, right? So Miko says, where and how would we add new ideas? So add new ideas, as I mentioned, you can go directly to our roadmap right there. And on our roadmap, you can comment right there. There is the first place. You can comment right there, or you can just send an email to here, hello@eventee.co. And you can send an email right there as well saying feature requests from our webinar with Constantin, and you can send it right there. Okay, this is super important for us. It's one of the main reasons why we wanted to do this webinar, because we really want to hear what do you think, because we are not that professional event managers like you are. So who else is better to give ideas, to give feedback than you? So let's take a look. Eric is asking me, I have this on the phone. Eric is asking me, by the way, hi Eric, will there be a way to send push notifications to just speakers? Yes, I forgot to mention this. There will be, when I showed the feature manage users in groups. So by managing users in groups, we will also want to make this possibility to send notifications to a specific group of attendees. Not sure about specifically the speakers, because unless you invite them as attendees and you can put them into a group, then yes, there will be a workaround. Okay, there are speakers, but if you invite the speaker as attendee as well, you can put them on that group. So perfect. But yes, you will be able to target different groups on the attendees. So if the speakers are there, you'll be able to target them as well. More questions, tell me. Okay, let me see. Well, if there are no more questions, I think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 questions. If there are no more questions, you can always send your request or your questions to hello@eventee to me. You can send them to me directly. Okay, you have my contacts right there on the information. Again, if someone missed this, this webinar, it will be uploaded on demand, and then you'll be able to share the link with them. Great, this was everything. Thank you very much for joining here. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. We will be doing more webinars. This was just something simple, as you can see, 26 minutes to connect with you and to hear your feedback. But we plan to do more webinars with inviting some professional event managers, some of our clients. We want to get in touch with some of our clients and make some good content for you to talk about the use cases, about the challenges, how they solved some challenges, anything related to the event industry from the professional event manager perspective that we want to invite as a guest. So you will see more news and more type of events like this ones. This was just something smaller to start with and to connect with you. Okay, have a really nice day, a really nice evening if you are here in Europe or in Asia. And I hope we will be connecting soon in other webinars. Bye-bye.